Hello everyone, I'm Brian and today I'm doing a trailer reaction to 2067, which is not too far away actually. You know, movies that have dates, kind of like Back to the Future, and they have a whole bunch of stuff that they show in there, and then when a date comes, it's pretty amazing. You know, like the hoverboard's supposed to be there, then the self-tying shoe, but Nike did actually make that. So anyway, the thumbnail looked interesting. I think this is the right image. And so I don't know anything about 2067 other than it's a year, I think. The fight for the future has begun. Alright, so let's go ahead and give this trailer a shot.
Deaths continue to spiral out of control due to the oxygen crisis that the world has termed the sickness.
Last year I had 9 kids in my class. This year I have 12.
Ethan White, do you know what your father did here?
Jeez.
Meet the Chronicle. What if I told you that you could save all of us? Save your wife. We received a message from the future.
The future? This is a time machine?
The people who sent the message must have found a cure.
Do you really believe I'm gonna save the world?
From the future.
You may be humanity's only chance to find the cure.
10, 9, 8,
Uh-oh.
7,
Weird getup.
5, 4, 3.
Keep your hands tucked in, you might lose it. I do remember them talking about time machine.
Come back to me.
About like the time machine can only travel back to itself.
We need to find them.
We are at the beginning of a journey that can change everything.
You have to trust me now.
This isn't about finding a cure anymore.
There's something
Whoa.
bigger at play.
Imagine that we are all connected by the very fabric of the universe. An invisible field that bonds us together. You, me, the stars.
We can't change anything. It's always gonna play out this way. There is no other way!
We are
Okay.
all connected through time.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's the thumbnail right there.
About saving the world.
So it's not about saving the world. Okay, so that was actually quite cool. Time traveling is always something interesting. The first time traveling movie I think I watched was Terminator. Well, actually no, it was Leap Man or something like that. It's about this guy going back into time and trying to fix the errors, I think. I can't remember. Quantum Leap, I believe that's the name of it. I believe that was definitely time traveling, right? It was forever ago since I watched that. So anyways, let's go over the trailer here. So they're predicted in 2067, in 46 years, we will have flying something, whatever. Well, I mean, technically we have flying something now, but you know, skyscrapers made out of metal. I guess technically we have skyscrapers made out of metal. So I guess flying, hovering, whatever that thing is, looks like a car. Then we got holograms. There we go. That, I mean, we technically have holograms as well. So okay, everything so far that they've shown has been created, but it's not quite like that grim. Oh man, you're gonna lose vision by looking at that laser for so long. Wow, it's so distinct when you look at all these other areas here, especially at least leading up to that point, like really dirty, grim outer exterior there. Then you look at his room looks relatively clean. We can't really see very much of him, but he looks rough a little bit. You know, it's not clean shaven, it's not perfectly aligned, but then again, it could be just, you know, can't quite grow hair. It looks a little dirty though. Alright, so did they pick him up off the street and he's going to be the next test subject? You can see the glass there, dirty, foggy, you know. I don't know if the interior looks clean or not. It looks clean. And this one, dirty, you know, underground. And then when you bring him in there, oh, look at that. Actually, you know, the background, it's very smoggy. But inside, this place is just so clean, neat. I guess the elite, the rich, you can see them. White clothing. Everything so clean, even the glass. Metal detectors. It's just, that's kind of odd that it's like there's no like barrier to the left or right of it except for the people there. You know? And then there's another, like, well, I guess maybe enter only, exit only, I don't know. So clean. And then you look at the exterior of this place, it's dirty and foggy, well, smoggy, really. St. Ethan White. So the one time traveling that I remember hearing about is the fact that a time traveling machine can only go back to a point as far back as it was active. So basically, you activate the machine, and then when you use the machine, you can only go back to the point where it activates. So I'm wondering if this is what it's going with. Not exactly sure because um, I'm not exactly sure how to use time travel, but it seems like to me, like in my own theory in mind of how time travel works, at least with this one, is that the way they're time traveling seems to work. That everything is a tape basically, and everything's already predetermined. And the reason why is because in order for you to go to the future, everything has to have happened already. So basically, even 100 million years down the line, in their timeline has already happened. So there is no way of really changing anything because everything has to happen specifically the way it happens. Um, whereas Terminator, Terminator has in order for me to believe Terminator's timeline, whenever Kyle Reese went back. It's screwed up, really. Terminator's timeline is screwed up because Calories to be sent back. Calories is the father of the Resistance, but the son is older than the father, which makes absolutely no sense. There's no way that timeline works. I mean, I think someone did explain it, but anyways, back to this. Good lord, timeline is really fascinating to me in a way. So, all right. So why they picked him, not exactly sure. Oh, look at that. Again, so clean versus what the world actually is very dirty. I guess they really, really wanted to make that stand out. And assuming that, I don't know if we get to see him go to the future or not. I mean, looks like he's falling, but is it just him that went to the future, or is it multiple people that went to the future?
Whoever sent the message, we need to find him.
Okay, so they sent two people. I didn't know if he just happens to meet that guy over there. 40701 12 20 40 49. It's supposed to be a time. So I assume that they came out of this. So I think this is how their time travel does work. It's the fact that as soon as the machine is activated, they are able to go, well, they're able to go to as far to the future as it is still active and as far back as when it first activated. I'm assuming. Again. I wonder. I don't know who that is. I don't know if that's future him or not. And that's really, really cool. So there's an issue with oxygen, and what it seems like here is that these things that they're hooking up is probably all connected to like plants and stuff, because obviously plants breathe out oxygen, breathe in our carbon dioxide. But wonder why they died though. I'm guessing maybe they literally ran out of oxygen, and even whatever their supply has run out, and they just died on the spot. The weird thing is though, I was gonna say the weird thing is though is that they don't have no clothing on them. But I mean, I guess if they're there long enough, the clothing will decay, considering that the sun will probably kill that first, and then and then the meat and everything else. I don't want to say that, but I was also thinking like no animals came by and ate them. It's like, well, obviously, just because without oxygen, well, all the animals will die pretty much. Maybe the ocean ones will survive. Well, there's plenty of oxygen now, obviously, because there's plenty of trees. And the fact that it's burning fire. Burning fire. He's literally burning fire because he has fire. He's firing fire. Okay, so did it say something
by
here?
the very fabric of the universe.
Hey,
Imagine that we are all connected by the very fabric of the universe. An invisible field that bonds us together. You, me, the stars.
we can't change anything.
Okay, so I don't know if that saying has a significance, so that we're all bonded together by the universe. Maybe I'm thinking along the lines that. Wait.
Stars.
We can't change anything. It's always gonna play out this way.
You can't change anything. It's always going to play out this way. Again, like I said about the tape, it's the fact that in order for you to be able to go to the future, it has to already have occurred. That's the only way you can travel to the future, is because again, it has to have occurred. That way, everything doesn't. It's hard to explain freaking that stuff, but in order for the time travel between timelines, especially in this one, especially if you don't do the multiverse one, it's the fact that everything has already have occurred. So basically, you time travel to the future is supposed to happen, and whatever you do in the future is supposed to happen, and no matter what you do, that's what's supposed to happen. You think you might be changing something, but in fact that you're doing what you're supposed to do. Therefore, nothing can ever change, because you being able to time travel, this way of time travel is a way, basically it's a way that they cannot be changed, because when you go to the future, everything has to happen that specific way. Unless you do the multiverse one, where kind of like I think Marvel did it, multiverse, where they can go to a specific time, a specific place in time, but it's a different universe, and when it changed something there, it branches off, like not Doctor Strange, sorry, Doctor Strange's mentor. She says that whenever you take something from the timeline, it branches off as a different timeline than what it's supposed to be, because they came into that timeline and changed it. It's no longer that timeline it's supposed to be, and in fact branches off to a different timeline. But this one is a singular timeline that everything has already happened. No matter what you do, if you're supposed to steal something or fix something, even if you go to the future to find out what the solution is and come back to the past and you think that's the solution, it's not. It's everything that you've done is supposed to happen that way, and nothing will change. Everything has already occurred. My gosh, I repeated myself and went off topic so many times here. Alright, that's all I have to say about the trailer. I don't want to keep rambling on. So so I'm gonna go ahead and rate this. I will say it's very interesting just to see the fact that I like, for some odd reason for me, I like the fact that you see people out there with the mask, or not the people, but the bones, people outside with masks and the tubes tied up to what looks like either plants or plants has overgrown once the humans have died. I guess basically once they thought they killed a planet, not enough plants was growing. Once the humans died, the plants was able to take over. I should have looked at the time. Actually, let's go look at the time. Oops. So I wish I could see that, even though it's 1080p. Hours, minutes, seconds. Something. Let's see if we can get a closer look at that. Oh, here it is. Maybe. Years, month, days, hours, minutes, seconds. Okay. Years. So now we go to when they land, which is right somewhere around.
We are at the beginning.
407 years, 1 month, 12 days, 20 hours, 40 minutes, and 49 seconds. So, let's see. Do we have that before the message was on there? 0. Okay, there we go. There we go. So it's been 407 years into the future. Wait, it's counting down.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
Let's see what happens. If it'll show, even show it.
3, 2, 1.
No, they cut out.
Are you there?
again, it still stays true to the tape. My tape theory, basically everything's already been played out. So basically, as soon as he was sent to the future, that countdown timer, it started counting back up. And it counted back up to where it's still count. Let's see, actually, can we play that? Is it still counting?
At the beginning of Regenerator.
No, it stopped. Huh. Maybe it stopped. I don't know. 400 maybe? 407 years, 1 month, 12 days, 20 hours, 40 minutes, and 49 seconds. Assuming that's a 4, not an 8 or a 9. 4, 8, or 9. So, anyways, okay, I'm done now talking about this. So my rating for this is actually a, even though I am generally quite excited about this, a 3.5 to 4. I don't know how. I think 3.5 or 4, somewhere around there is the rating, because I generally loved not genuinely love. I am interested in how people interpret time traveling. So this one, my interpretation of this is a big old tape, and they can travel between whatever points of the tape they want to. At least in this one, it might be when the time machine started and when it stopped. So basically, they can travel anywhere between times so long as the time machine was considered active at that time. So maybe 1 year after that time, the time machine is dead. That means that even they cannot travel past the time that the time machine has ended, but they can travel up to the end of the time, basically, of when the time machine almost shut down. So once they can travel 1 second before the time machine shut down, basically, and then that's it. Or they can travel back to when the time machine was sent them back to the future, but they can't time travel past further in the past than that, because there was no point that they can travel behind that, because the time machine was not active. All right. I think I'm trying to talk myself to a 4 there, but 3.5 to a 4, it's actually quite good. I'm really excited. Okay, 4 it is. 4 it is. I'm done. 4. What about you guys? What would we rate this? Would you give this a 5? They must watch a 4. We'll watch a 3. May watch a 2. A may not watch a 1. Won't watch. Let me know in the comments below and explain your reasoning why. If you like my content, please consider subscribing. Thumbs up, thumbs down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vid.